Couple little things on this short clip. The first thing, and probably still the most widely used rig on the carp scene, I would say, depending on the weed, is the humble Snowman rig. And you can see there, it's just a section of 25-pound camo core. And obviously what I like to do, there's a tiny bit of coating that's just peeled back there by the hook, so it gives it a bit of flex. You can see there it's quite loose, so obviously the rig, once it goes in, is going to catch hold somewhere. Quite a long hair, that's quite a big hook as well. With a sort of KD Snowman like this is, you can get away, I personally think, with using a slightly bigger hook, because you can slide a little stick or a little bag of pellets down there, and obviously the hook is mass. But the bottom bait is a new prototype bait coming from Dynamite bait. It's a nutty base bait, which I'll talk about in a minute, and on the bottom is just a Tutti Frutti 10mm Dynamite pop-up. And obviously if you just lie that there in that bucket of bait, you can always see how much it stands out. And I think that's why, not just me, but thousands of other people like to use a Snowman with a sort of bright pop-up on the bottom. I think when you're feeding a magnitude of bait like this, whether it's bottom baits, whichever bait you're going to use, when you're using a fluoro as almost a side stop, I think the carp sort of home in on that first. I think there is the flip side when it may spook the odd fish or two, but I catch shed loads of fish on just fluoro pop-ups on chods, so I know my theory works, you know. So but yeah, just it's a simple KD rig, so it's a simple knotless knot. So twice around the shank, move the hair out the way, 5 times underneath, and that gives you the real aggressive angle that hook is sitting at. So once that goes in, the theory being big bait, big hook, it's going to catch them somewhere. So it's very hard for them to spit out, and it wouldn't be uncommon for me to use an even longer hair. You know, what you don't really want is that. You don't want the hook bait sort of there next to the rig. You want to give the rig movement and room to work. So I always favour a longer hair. So just moving on to this new bait. The name isn't kind of set in stone yet, but it's a variation of the classic sort of monster tiger nut, which I have utmost confidence in from Dynamite. It's caught me shed loads of fish. It's absolutely torn waters apart, and this is a very similar base mix in all the basic ingredients that's got. With, I'm told, it's got like a fruit palate in it. You can smell like a very fruity sort of, almost peach sort of palating that comes through amongst the tiger nut. It's a really nice bait. The colour, I think, is absolutely spot on. It's almost like a washed out pink, and it's like the crave, for example. I've caught a lot of fish on the crave this year, and I've also caught a lot of fish on the washed out pink 10mm pop-ups, the crave pop-ups. And with the crave, once it's been in the water for probably half an hour to an hour, it almost goes, not quite as light as this, but it's a washed out, goes very washed out really quick. So I think what the guys at Dynamite have done, they've taken that on board and realised that I think washed out baits has quite a lot of mileage in that, so they've almost produced a bait that's seemingly to be washed out as soon as you put it in the lake. So you know, it's the first time I'm using it, so hopefully we'll be doing another short clip a bit later with me holding a whacking great 40-pound carp. So but if it's anything as good as the tiger nut is for me, then I'm looking forward to using it. So yeah, there's one to look out for in the future.